So I'm looking out the side window now, Dom.
Brilliant.
That is a clear view. You can see the aileron just moving a bit there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of throw on these.
No, it doesn't need it though.
No, it doesn't need it, no. Flying around scale like this.
So every time I flight test model aeroplanes, I am thinking, is it suitable for FPV? In the vast majority, it's a no. They couldn't carry the weight, or it wouldn't be a very clear view through the canopy. Many reasons, but I think the OMP Hobby Decathlon, I think, could be really good for FPV conversion. Why? Well, it's superbly built and very light. That's the first thing. But it has a very clear canopy, and there's a lot of space inside the fuselage for the extra equipment that I'll want to put in here. So if I take this off, then look at that. It's really nice. You're going to get a very good view through that. I've already started, so you can see inside the fuselage I've mounted a couple of rails because I'm going to drop a ply plate with the pan tilt gimbal on top of that. This is the pan tilt gimbal that I use. These are the two 3D printed pieces. The link for this will be in the video description, but this was designed by Painless 360 YouTube channel. Really simple to put together. You just need a couple of servos. And this is the finished article. So the same 3D printed pieces, but with a couple of Emax servos, digital servos, metal geared as well. So they're very durable. With the Cadex camera, this is a really good camera, a replacement for the standard DJI FPV camera. Very, very good in low light conditions, which, you know, it's autumn, getting on for winter here in the UK, so will be good on even cloudy days. My air unit as well, connected to that with its aerials. And then this is the cable. Now, if I wanted to display telemetry in my FPV view, I would have to connect this up to a flight controller. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to keep it simple. So I'm going to just connect it for power into the balance tap on the balance plug on the flight battery. That will be good enough. And then obviously I've got the two servo cables that need to go into spare channels on the receiver. I think channels 7 and 8, because I have to use an 8 channel receiver. All the other channels are for the Decathlon itself. So yeah, fairly straightforward. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't even have to use head tracking. So I could you just use the sliders on the side of the transmitter, but I am going to use head tracking. Again, it was a project of Painless 360, fantastic channel for getting down into the technical detail of how to do these things. We just use some of these ideas, but it's an Arduino based unit that fits on the side of your FPV goggles and captures the head tracking movement, and then sends those signals via Bluetooth to the TX16S on 2 trainer channels, sends those pan tilt movements to the receiver, and then the receiver sends those signals to these 2 servos and achieves the pan tilt movement. As simple as that. Okay, so I've dropped in the ply plate with the pan tilt gimbal and the FPV camera into the fuselage on top of those rails, but I will screw that down so it's securely fitted. And I've got the air unit here on top of the battery, just velcroed on top, and it'll be nice there because it will get the cooling airflow through the cowl here into the fuselage. So a quick demo. Tilt up and down, and then panning from side to side. All at the moment off the sliders on the side of my transmitter. But what I will do is configure it in the TX16S to work off my Arduino head tracker unit that I've got mounted on the side of my FPV goggles, and that will send the same signal to the receiver for pan and tilt and do exactly the same thing. So that looks really good. I think all that's left is to actually give this a test down the flying field. Right, so here I am. Well, that's not me actually, that's Daryn from iActiveRC wearing my FPV goggles. All right, Daryn?
I'm pretty good, thanks.
All right, so we're all set up
after I did that intro earlier showing what I've installed in the OMP Decathlon that Daryn supplied a few months ago, but I've put FPV in now and he's just trying out the pan and tilt. Are we all good?
Yep, we're good.
All right, so we're all good to go. So this first flight, he's just going to be a passenger watching it FPV from inside the cockpit while I fly it. While I fly it using the TX16. So here we go. I'm going to switch to onboard. Do you want to hit the record button? If I hit the record button on top,
Go for it.
you should see it's recording on board now.
Yep.
You
Red
see
dots are there?
It's flashing record, is it?
Yes, it is.
Great, okay, so switching to onboard now. All good, Daryn?
Perfect. Just looking through the prop. Taxiing down the field.
And here we go.
And off we go. Just look at that, Dom.
Does it look good?
It's perfect, Dom. It's perfect. Loving it. And the gimbal seems to be nice and stationary. It's following my head perfectly. Oh, there's a tractor. Beautiful to see.
So we're using a 280-degree servo for the panning, and they're quite hard to find actually, but Jason found one. So you just only have to move your head a little bit left and right to get quite a lot of panning side to side. So you can, and what you'll also see is I've cut out the side windows, which are covered in film, but I just took those out with a soldering iron.
So I'm looking out the side window now, Dom.
Brilliant.
That is a clear view. You can see the aileron just moving a bit there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of throw on these.
No, it doesn't need it though.
No, it doesn't need it, no. Flying around scale like this.
Yep. There we
Okay,
can see
that's-
us sitting down there, or you standing anyway.
All right, so we're going to try a loop to start off with. You ready for that?
Yep. I'll look out the side window.
Gained a bit of height. So here we go. A shallow dive, bit of power.
Oh, lovely, Dom. I'm upside down. That's pretty good out the side window, Dom.
Low flyby, we're on the right.
Yes.
So how was that, Daryn?
That was fantastic, Dom. That was absolutely incredible.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It's just so immersive when you've got the camera on board, moving left and right. And I'm so glad I cut out those side windows because I've got the 280-degree panning camera now.
It is was just fantastic, Don. When you're banking left or right, you know, you can look out the window, see the ground, etc. When you're coming into land, it was just perfect. I didn't even feel it.
No?
No, it was just spot on.
Brilliant, okay.
Yep.
So that's it. That's the first test of the FPV system on the OMP Decathlon. An awesome model for converting to FPV. If you would like one of these, then you just need to look it up on iActiveRC.com and Daryn will send you one.